Welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we share testimony stories. Our story for today is step-parenting. Step-parenting can be a joyous journey or it can be a challenging journey. I find that if you look at step-parenting as a service to God and not focus on the good or the bad, it becomes a joyous journey regardless. I'm going to start with the story of myself as a step-parent, and then that will be part one. The part two, I'll share a story of someone else who went through the same process, but maybe as a challenge, as mine was a joyous journey. So I got married at a young age, as I have shared in many videos, and I must say here that I came as a young bride to the city, to the capital city in Lusaka, coming from a small town in Chingola on the Copper Belt. And coming to live in Lusaka was so scary for us who grew up in smaller towns. Thinking of coming to live in a big city was quite scary. But I came here as a young bride. So coming to join my husband here, and of course while we were courting, he had to explain about his lifestyle, who he was been involved with before, and I came to know about the child that I'm going to talk about before we got married. While we were courting, I didn't have much to explain, because you know, when it was time to say, okay, you explain your part, let me explain my part, the only thing I had to explain was the fact that I had too much money in my account. I was only 19, 20 then. When we started courting, I was 20, and we got married when I was about 21. So I had to explain where I got all that money from, because I had a lot of money. I had bought a car for my parents at 19 while I was at college, and I explained this in detail in a video called How I Bought a Car for My Parents at 19, and the link will show for those who would like to know more. So he was very hesitant. He was not comfortable to be with a girl who has not even started work and she has so much money. But when it was explained how I got the money, then he relaxed, and we continued, and we were able to get married. Soon after that, we had our first daughter, and then he had to go for training for his master's in New Zealand. So we went to New Zealand. We lived there for about 5 years. He finished his master's, and we did some work there. And it was while we were there that I also managed to do my course in travel consultancy. So when we came back, I had already had the second daughter. Then I had the twin boys, though that was the third pregnancy, was the twin boys. So now I already had 4 children. And life continued. And then we get information that his child had lost both the mother and the father. And now he was living with an elder sister to the mother, and she had other children, of course, and she was struggling. So then when I got that information, we had a meeting, and I told my husband, look, that is your child. If he doesn't have anyone, we really cannot continue just taking care of our children. We need to bring him in. And he didn't have a problem with that. So we had a meeting with our children, explained to them the situation, and they were very eager. You know, they were happy to have an elder brother. You know, it's always nice to have someone older than you in the family. So they were so happy, and they looked forward to him joining us. So I went to see him, and I went to see the auntie, and we had a meeting, we talked, and it was agreed that he could move in with us. So he came to stay with us, and he was such a lovely child. He was very obedient, but then we had one challenge. He became to love me so much that he didn't want to share me with his siblings. That was, very difficult for me or even for my husband to understand, because he's the one who came to join us, and now he didn't want the ones he found to be close to me. He wanted to be with me all the time. I couldn't understand that. But slowly, as I talked to him, I realized what was going on. And I think having grown up with mom running a social welfare hall, where a lot of these things played out, where there was counseling, and that also is explained in the video called Heal Your Community. And so I thought something else is going on in this child's mind. So I took the time to spend time with him to understand. And I came to find that the reason why he got so attached to me in a way that he didn't want me to even have a headache. When I get sick, if I just have even just a headache, he will not move from my side. He will bring me water, he will cook for me, and I just thought, okay, I appreciate this, but what is going on here? So slowly I got to understand why. His stepfather died first. His mother died later, after a few years. So the mother was sickly for quite a bit of time, and he is the one who was caring for her. He's the one who used to cook for her. He's the one who used to be there when she's going to the hospital. So he was like nursing his mother. And so he went through that process, and it was very painful for him. Then after the mother died, he felt like now he had no one. But fortunately, his mother took the time before she died to explain to him about his biological father, and that he should reach out to the biological father. So he was not surprised when he came to be with us. So now I understood why he was getting so attached to me. It was out of fear, because suddenly he has a mother again, and he would always want to be by my side. So I always helped him by telling him that I am not going anywhere, that he should not fear. I'm going to be with him, and I'm not dying. So he would look at me and say, Mom, no, I'm not saying you're dying. I said, no, please, I don't want you to be scared. I'm here for you, but you need to embrace your siblings. I have enough love for all of you. So don't fear and don't be scared that maybe I'm dying or maybe I'm going to abandon you. That is not going to happen. I'm not going anywhere. And I think that helped him to settle down. And with time, he was able to relax and to be able to enjoy life with all of us as a family. And when he finished school, he was even comfortable to now leave the nest, because he was oldest. When he finished, he was able to get a job and leave home, and life continued. So this was a very nice story that happened. It ended well. And now I'm going to say in the next video, I will share a story of step-parenting when it's challenging. And we know that step-parenting comes to be for many, many reasons. Sometimes it's because of a second marriage. Sometimes we have blended marriages. And sometimes we have many other relationships that helps us to come into this situation. But I find that it's very easy to deal with being a step-parent when that child has nothing to do with your relationship. Like in this case, my husband had a relationship with this child's mother long before I knew him. So I had nothing to hold me back about loving him completely. And that's why I was saying, if you're in a relationship for any other reasons other than that someone has come in your life who has hurt you, it becomes a challenge. But in this case, he came into my life not having caused me any pain. He didn't cause me any pain. His mother didn't cause me any pain. So there was no reason for me to resent him or to feel that she's a reminder of something that is negative in my life. So I hope this encourages you to open up and to be sensitive when stepchildren exhibit attitudes that are challenging. Comfort Time continues. I pray that you have already subscribed. If you haven't, please do. And also always remember to like and share. Please stay blessed and see you in the next video.